Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. Today we're looking at Warhammer 40k JoyToy, the Ultramarines Bladeguard Veterans. I had two sets of these come yesterday or the day before, and now I'm getting around to unboxing and doing the review. Let's look at the box first. Very cool. I love the fact there's the actual figure you see on the front and the artwork. And its pose looks like it can hold a pose okay from that. Back shows the content, looks pretty cool. I am looking forward to these. More great addition to the JoyToy Warhammer 40k line. Very nice looking. More to add to my way too big, not enough space for collection. Very cool. 13.8 centimeters apparently, so pretty big. Okay, let me unbox these, set these up, then let's take a closer look. Okay, here they are with everything they come with except the alternate hands, which I haven't taken out of the boxes. Sergeants with the red helmet on the right. They come with these rather awesome looking shields. They all come with holstered pistol and an empty holster, but only two come with guns that they can hold. This guy here doesn't have a gun that he can hold, even though he has one like this and an empty one there. In fact, I'm going to check that again, and no, he doesn't come with a gun he can hold, which is a bit of a, you know, why give him a unholstered or a holster of no pistol if he doesn't have a pistol that he can hold? But never mind, small detail. They look cracking, really good. So let's take a closer look. So here's the first guy. Looks very nice. Get a bit of a focus going on there. I love the way the colour fades on that sort of tunic. The very sort of heavy inking around there. They haven't done the edge highlighting, they stopped that, but I prefer this sort of darker style with the inking and shading. Sword is here and it does come out. Looks very cool. Very nice looking. Now I will say, if you want to attach the holsters, you're going to have to take something off, maybe the grenade, or we can put one there maybe. If you want to attach both of them, it appears you're going to have to take something off. I only see one free hole at the moment. Very chunky. Articulation is going to suffer. I wish they would join us, as I keep saying, not at the top but at the bottom, or on a little hoop around the shoulder joint to get better articulation, but that's just me being picky. Next one. Very similar. There's differences, obviously you can see on here compared to the other guy. Sword is the same, it appears. Some more minor differences as we go around, but you know, quite similar. Then we come to the get this stand up first. His ankles are a little bit loose, that's why he's leaning forward so much. Then we come to the sergeant. Great looking. Sword is the same again, and again I can only see one spare hole on him, so you can only attach one holster unless you want to take the gun or something else off, and the guy falls over. But he looks absolutely fantastic. So let me just try and stand him up. The problem is his feet seem a little bit loose at the ankle joint. There we go, it's a bit better. And we'll take a look at our shields. So the shields are basically the same, just different. Some have seals, some don't. Very nice looking shields. Get a better focus. There we go. Very cool. Basic on the back. The handle is a plug-in, so it does turns what we want. Very cool. The guns and the holster are the same and all, so we can just look at his set here. Simple but nice with the skull on there and just a pin on the back. And then let's look at the head. So here's his unhelmeted head. Not a bad sculpt, quite threatening. Looks a bit depressed. Let's go to the next guy. I prefer this sculpt. This is a great looking sculpt there, quite menacing. And then we go to the actual sergeant's head. Yeah, he's not taking any nonsense. Very, very atmospheric, and that grimace. It's either a grimace or a battle cry. Looks cool. And then lastly, we'll look at the two unholstered guns. So the this one here looks nice, but you can't take out the clip. It's all one part. But looks very, very good. And then the sergeant's one. Looks very, very nice as well. So very cool looking so far. So what I'll do now, I'll set them up with their shields and swords in a little pose. We'll take a look and then we'll do articulation and a size comparison. So back in an instant. Okay, here they are. Battle pose with shields and swords. Quite easy to pose and to hold the poses, because despite their bulk and they're being quite heavy, they have pretty good articulation for the bulk, but also the feet have a wide base, so it's relatively easy to get a balance in most situations. Actually, the sergeant was most difficult in this pose that he's in. He still wants to go backwards a little bit, but it still can work. But very, very nice poses, very easy to pose. You see the legs are bent, legs straight, turning round. Very good. Great shelf presence. They will look absolutely fantastic. And the only other thing to do with these guys is to quickly take the, on these two, take the swords off. And let's give them a gun. You can keep the same pose, or we can shoot around his shield, I guess. Or maybe he's going to shoot down. There we go. And likewise with the sergeant, let's take his sword off and let's give him a, or his rather, gun. Very simple, very easy. They look absolutely fantastic. These are great looking. Are these the best looking 40k ones so far? They are approaching it, I will say. Every release is getting better in terms of aesthetics, and these are right up there with the best that they've done so far. So let's take a look at articulation. Articulation is going to be no major difference to what we've seen before. Better than the aggressors and the chaos terminators, I would imagine, because they haven't got quite the bulk. Better than the Inceptors, was it, or the Interceptors? I've forgotten. They're one of the flying ones, because they can't really stand up easily without their flight stands. Okay, so starting from the top, the little whatever halo thing can move. The backpack, the nozzles do swivel. Shoulders, type of ratchet all the way around, but you need to be careful of the backpack nozzle. Outwards to the side, you can see that this part comes out, so he gets an okay lateral raise before he cracks himself in the head with his pauldron. If these were joined at the bottom, like I keep saying, and not the middle or the top, you get a lot more range of motion there. Biceps are good if you can get a unhindered or impeded place to bend them. Look at that, that's ridiculous. That's like a double kneecap, almost right up tight to his arm. I can't get the angle on my arms. What's this dropped off? Oh, one of his little things dropped off. The chain from his sword, sword part, I think. Never mind. Good. Waist, the trunk, there's a small bit of motion, but the waist added, there's a lot more. Hands are barbell joints, so you can go any direction. This is the best way of doing a wrist articulation in toys, in my humble opinion. Thighs, not too far before everything gets in the way. Forwards, not bad. Backwards, alright. Double kneecap, ridiculously tight. but then you can get these sort of nasty looking spaces there, but that's just ridiculously tight there. Feet, there is a boot turn, there is a swivel, there is a pretty decent tippy toe, to be fair. Dorsiflexation is small because of the sculpt, and then they have the toe articulation as well, which we can see here. So good articulation, all things considered. So how do they size up? How do they scale with other action figures? Well, let me just get these guys standing up straight and we'll take a look. Okay, let's go with another Ultramarine first of all. This is the Invicta Warsuit Pilot. I will stick him on the far left over here. And let's get him looking upwards first of all. Oh, I just popped his head out. Let me just pop that back in. And as you would expect, they scale perfectly well with others from the same line. It's going to fall over! Don't fall over! Very, very cool. Next, I'm going to use, in fact, all the rest I'll use Fortnite. Let me use ZYG Fortnite, this sort of robot who is absolutely fantastic but has trouble standing up. And obviously they are towering, not that much bigger, but they're obviously a lot more bulky than he is. And he has way too skinny legs, so he's quite difficult to stand. Next, I'll use the Scientist from Fortnite, who is one of their best chunky figures. He's not hugely tall, but he is sort of broad and armoured, so he does look particularly good. Let me get him standing up here. And he's obviously sci-fi looking. But he looks dwarfed there. And then lastly, the guy I just made a video of, though you may not have seen it yet, unless you're on Patreon. Please join if you haven't done so already. This is Midas Rex. And you can see how they all scale there. Fantastic looking figures. Great job by JoyToy once again. These are going to be a nice addition to the Ultramarines. Now obviously if you're collecting Ultramarines, it's a lot of money to pay for all the figures they've released in these so far, but these do have great shelf presence. Please like, share, subscribe, check out my videos, and if not done so already, please consider joining the Patreon and supporting the channel. Stay happy, keep collecting. Bye bye.